Welcome back, everybody, to the Tennessee Titans franchise here on Madden 23. Today, the Titans are headed down to South Beach as they are set to face off against the Miami Dolphins. The Titans are currently 7-3 and just a week away from their bye week. After the bye week, the Titans have a pretty tough slate of games, so hopefully this is not a trap game for Tennessee, being that the Dolphins are only 3-7 on the year. It's been a very up and down season for the Titans, but right now they're playing some pretty good football, currently on a 3-game win streak. Of course, we won our first 3 games, then we obviously had that stretch where we really struggled. But since the trade deadline, we've been playing some good football, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, in which we've only allowed 44 points in the last 3 weeks. And to put that into perspective, we allowed more than 44 points in each of our 3 losses. I think part of the reason why the defense has been much improved has been the addition of Azeez Ojulari via trade from the Giants. He hasn't necessarily lit up the stat sheet, but he has been really solid last week in particular with 4 tackles for loss and a half a sack. When I saw the breakout linebacker scenario, I instantly knew it would be for Azeez Ojulari, who's got a chance to move up to superstar development today. If he can complete the challenge, which I think there's a good shot he will, that would be really nice. The one problem, however, is that he's probably going to ask for more money if he goes up to superstar development. We offered him a contract in the last episode. He said no, largely because we don't have a mentor at the position. So what I decided to do was I went out and signed Justin Houston in free agency, who has the mentor tag. Justin Houston isn't really going to play a whole lot, and he's not very good, being that he's 35 years old. But prime Justin Houston was one of the most underrated defensive players throughout really the entire 2010s. This guy was a wrecking force on the Chiefs' defense for a number of years. He had some great seasons with Baltimore and Indianapolis as well. His 109.5 sacks are 5th amongst active players. So this is a guy who's been around the block and has been really good. Now, despite signing him, Ojulari still has red interest, which does not make sense because he is a mentor at Ojulari's position. Last time we offered him a player-friendly deal for 4 years. Now we're going to try to offer a very player-friendly deal for 4 years. This is a total of around $60 million, and he says yes. So Azeez Ojulari has been brought back on a 4-year, $60 million extension. I'm really excited about this move. I think he's going to be a great addition to the team. Now, we do have to cut one player with the signing of Justin Houston, so Tim Liang will be moved off the practice squad, and Giovanni Scoped will be released onto the practice squad. I could have just cut Justin Houston, but I talked myself into the idea of keeping him around. So now it's time to talk about our prospect profile. We'll be going over offensive linemen today. In the last episode, towards the end, I said we were going to go over pass rushers, but I've decided to save that for the next one because the pass rushing class, as you're going to see, is absolutely loaded. I decided to just go in the regular order of positions. Since we haven't gone over O-line yet, I figured I would do that here. As we look at our current offensive line, I think we've got a good unit of guys up front. Andrew Thomas we acquired via trade from the Giants, and he has been, for the most part, really good. He has only allowed 4 sacks this year, all 4 of which have come during our win streak. Evan Smith, the rookie, has superstar development, although he's been kind of bad this year. And then the interior is fine as well. Now, Eric McCoy and Andrew Thomas are free agents in the offseason. We have some young guys behind them, such as rookie center Carlisle Kaplan, but I don't think it would hurt to add another offensive lineman through the draft this year, especially if we don't re-sign Eric McCoy or Andrew Thomas. So let's start at left tackle, which is the strongest position group amongst the offensive line positions, and we'll start with Nnamdi Olushanu out of Middle Tennessee State, who is a projected top 5 pick. Coming in at 6'5", 360 pounds, Olushanu is a mammoth of a human being. He is quick, he's agile, he's got the strength of an ox, and he is an unbelievable pass blocker. He's not dominant in the run game. I think that's where his big weakness lies, but I can't remember the last time we've seen a pass-protecting tackle coming out of college as refined as him. I think the floor is high because he's such a great pass blocker, but I think the ceiling is high too with his athleticism and his potential to grow in the run game. There are multiple other projected first-round offensive tackles, including Sterling Weaver out of Mississippi State, who's a pretty fascinating player. Weaver is certainly a work in progress, particularly in the passing game. He's a better run blocker than Olushanu, but he is nowhere near as good in the pass game right now. I will give him some credit despite allowing 9 sacks this year, which I know looks like a big number. Weaver has played in an offense in Mississippi State who throws the ball more than anybody, and their quarterbacks have taken more time to throw than any quarterbacks in the country, so you got to give him a little slack there, but even so, he certainly needs to improve his pass protection. Udoka Akuchi from Florida State is the other projected first-round offensive tackle. 6'7", 310 pounds, another guy who's really big, really strong. The production across the board is there. He's solid as a pass blocker, solid as a run blocker. Another guy who's got really good quickness and explosiveness for an offensive lineman. He's going to wow people at the combine, and I think when it's all said and done, he could be the second offensive tackle off the board ahead of Weaver. I think the day 2 value at offensive tackle in this class is really good with Tyree Sanders, Brandon Massey, and Evan Thompson. So if the Titans do draft a left tackle, that might be the way to go. Brandon Massey, in my opinion, might be the best prospect of the group. This is another large human being. I mean, you look at the measurables, very impressive. 6'5", 330 pounds. He's good in the pass game, good in the run game. He's athletic for his size. I think he's going to be really good value in the second or third round. If you look at his career production, only 8 sacks allowed in the last 3 seasons as a starter, along with his athletic potential in the NFL. I think Sanders, Massey, and Thompson are all going to be very good options on day 2. You've got some solid day 3 guys as well as we move over to right tackle. I think the only surefire first-rounder in this group as of now is Orlando Luke out of LSU. I think he should look to gain a few extra pounds, 6'5", a little bit over 300. Ideally, he can get up to 330-ish, but he is still explosive for his size. Really, really good pass blocker, and he has improved his pass blocking drastically throughout his LSU career as a 4-year starter. He was not a good pass protector as a freshman, but it has gotten substantially better each season of his career, so I think his linear development is going to be something that scouts really like. Samson Goldwell from Nebraska is the other projected first-round right tackle, although he's more of a fringe first-rounder. Goldwell's a pretty fascinating case because last year he was one of the best offensive tackles in the entire country. He wasn't getting a whole lot of attention, but I think scouts are now starting to realize how good he was a year ago. This year, he's been a little bit underwhelming, however, so it's sort of odd that he's getting all this attention now, despite playing a lot worse as a senior compared to his junior season where he only allowed 1 sack. In his defense, the Nebraska passing game has been completely different. They went from a pocket, more traditional-styled quarterback to a very mobile QB, and their new QB, Marquez Shakir, takes a lot of time to throw in the pocket, so you can't knock Goldwell for having to learn a completely different offensive system, but even so, he has not been great this year. Again, there's a lot of talent in day 2 at offensive tackle as we start with Pharaoh Ojebe out of Texas A&M. I think Ojebe is a little bit raw, he's a little rough around the edges, and he's got some work to do, but he's one of the more athletic tackles in this class and has shown flashes of being really good. He is the anchor of a not-so-good Texas A&M offensive line. It's not his fault, the team is 1-9, but even so, you'd like a little more consistency on a play-to-play basis in the passing game and in the run game. So I think teams are hoping that he's going to be a better pro player than he was in college, and you're sort of banking on the upside with him, drafting him probably in the second round. But I do think the athletic ceiling for him is really high, and he could be a very, very good player at the next level. He's not the only intriguing day 2 right tackle here because Braxton Malone from South Alabama is one of the most fascinating players really in the entire draft class. This is a large man, 6'7", 369 pounds. Nice. So Malone's had a very roller coaster career. As a sophomore, he was incredible. He was one of the best starting offensive tackles in the country. That was the year that South Alabama made the college football playoff. As a junior last year, he was horrible. He didn't even look like an NFL prospect. This year, it's been a mixed bag. There have been flashes of what he did as a sophomore, but he also has not been great this season. So he's got some work to do, but I think with his size and athleticism, he's a very coachable player, so I think you really could get him to be a lot better. Another question mark with Malone is the medical. He's missed some time this year with an injury, so that'll be something to monitor. As we look down the board, Jason Payne from Minnesota is one of the best run blockers in this class. And then you got some tall guys here. Wangley Son, Hekia, Clearwater, some very tall offensive linemen. As we look over to guard, it's not a great guard class, contrary to the last few seasons. Currently, Dominique Lee and Will Williams are the top projected left guards, but I'm more intrigued by these mid-round guys. Jorge De La Fuente out of Auburn and Kazimir Prehobrzecki out of Oklahoma. That is not an easy name to say. So Prehobrzecki is a pretty fascinating player because when he's been on the field, he has showcased great talent. The problem is he's not consistently on the field. Last year, he suffered a season-ending injury very early into the season. This year, he's been banged up. He's hurt again right now. So the medical with him is a major question mark, but I think he is a first or second round talent when he is on the field. As we look at right guard, I think it's a little better than left guard, particularly at the top, as we look at possible first-rounder Ryder Pratt out of Kansas. Right now, I think Pratt's going to be right on the fringe of being a first-rounder. But really, I don't think there are 20 players in this class better than Pratt. I think he's a phenomenal prospect. He has been great the last few seasons on a quietly pretty good Kansas offense. The Kansas Jayhawks are not a great team, but they've got some NFL talent on the offensive side of the ball. None better than Ryder Pratt, who's got solid athleticism. The production is off the charts. I think this is absolutely a first-round player, and he should go on day one of the draft. Ray McLeod from Oregon's a pretty solid player. I think the one issue with him is his size. You hope he gets a little bit bigger. 6'5", 293 pounds, so ideally he gains 20 or 30 more pounds. He is still very strong, so that's not really an issue. He plays very strong for his size. He is a monster in the run game, and as a pass protector, he's very solid as well. If he was 30 pounds heavier, I think he'd be a consensus first-round pick. But, I mean, with his athleticism, production, and strength, scouts are still really going to like him, and I think he's got a shot to be a really good player. Down the board, there are some solid guys here with Morgan, DeLupe, some small school players with Friedel Brooks and Tavares Dell Jr., and then Hans Klunsterfunk and Robert Johnson are pretty solid as well. As we look at center, we've got a possible first-rounder here with Maurice Smart out of the Ohio State University. So what we were just talking about with Ray McLeod with his playing weight, Maurice Smart went through the same thing a couple years ago. Going into his junior season, he was 6'4", 295 pounds, and he gained a lot of weight. He's now 345. Because of that, he still hasn't really figured out how to play with his new playing weight. So scouts are really banking on him being a better pro player than a college player. Scouts really like his size and measurables and his athleticism, so they're kind of banking on that, along with him figuring out how to play at 345. Got some solid depth guys here. Darwin Glanton out of Michigan. Orji Enyemum out of Nebraska. So that's going to wrap up the offensive line prospect profile. Let me know which players you liked down below in the comments. And we're probably going to have the defensive line and linebacking prospect profile in the next episode. And as I've been saying, the pass rushing class is loaded. Let's now shift our focus to the Miami Dolphins, who are currently 3-7 this year, but I think they're a little bit better than their record suggests. The Dolphins started the year off pretty rough, opening up 1-6, but they've won 2 of their last 3 before losing in Seattle last week, and they have a lot of close losses on their schedule. The Dolphins obviously have 2 very dynamic wide receivers with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill has 98 speed, while Jalen Waddle has 99 speed. So we're going to have to figure out how to combat these 2, and I don't think it's going to be easy. At quarterback, the Dolphins have had a QB carousel the last couple of seasons. Obviously, they had Tua Tagovailoa, who they traded to the Giants in the offseason. They drafted Jackson Kayuma in the second round a couple years ago. He was traded to Seattle after they signed this gentleman, Jalen Hurts, who's been pretty good this year despite the team struggling. It's not his fault that the Dolphins are not a good team. Along with the quarterback controversies, the Dolphins have had a hard time drafting the last couple of years. Recent first-rounders, Kayson Brouillette and Devin Banks, have struggled to make an impact. And along with that, they have not drafted well in the middle rounds. Look at their third-round picks in 2023. They had 2 of them, Tyreek Callahan and Giles Blackburn, who are both on our team. Callahan was traded for a bag of peanuts at the deadline, while Blackburn was cut entirely, and we just signed him to our practice squad a couple of weeks ago. So the Dolphins have not done a good job building around some of their great players, and I think that's part of why they have not been good this year. But nonetheless, this is going to be a tough battle. The Dolphins have a big home field advantage, in large part due to the weather. It is very nice down here in southern Florida, and we'll see if the weather affects the Titans here in this one. Tennessee opens up with the ball on second down. Willis goes downfield. He connects with the rookie wideout, Quinn Crew, who gets it to the 18-yard line. Good throw by Willis and a really good read as well to recognize that Crew had a lot of open space down the field. 2nd and 4th to 12, handoff to the rookie Elijah Bryant, who played his college ball in this state at the University of Florida, as he gets it to the 1. We'll see if Tennessee can punch it in here on 1st and goal. Willis is going to look to throw it, and it is caught by the rookie Hot Rod Pryor for a touchdown. Hot Rod Pryor scored his first NFL touchdown a week ago against the Bears, and, well, this is his second. It seems like Pryor is really starting to get comfortable within the offense. So the Titans lead 7-0 on 3rd and 11. Hurts is hit as he throws, and he's incomplete. Azeez Ojulari is the one with the pressure. Remember, he's got a breakout challenge today. So the Titans have it back, 3rd and 6. Willis misfires for Scotty Pickens. I feel like that should have been pass interference. There was some contact with the corner. There was more contact on that play than the James Bradbury holding call in the Super Bowl. So that'll bring on the punt team. And what a punt by Jeffrey Walker down at the 5-yard line by Harrison Harrington. So the Dolphins will be starting off with very bad field position. Oh, and by the way, Harold Landry is in the zone to start off the drive. On 1st down, it's a handoff for Akers, who gets smothered by guess who? Azeez Ojulari. He only needs one more tackle for loss, or really one more notable stat entirely, and he'll go up to superstar development. On 3rd and 8, Tua is under pressure, and he is incomplete. Again, Azeez Ojulari was the one with the pressure. So the Titans are going to get it back with great field position, as on 1st down, Willis rolls out to the right. He's got room. Here goes Malik Willis down the field, slides at the 24 for a huge gain. A big-time run by Malik Willis, gaining 26 yards. On 3rd and 3, it's a handoff to the rookie Elijah Bryant, and he is in for a touchdown. High-stepping in the end zone. And the Titans are up big early. They lead 14-0. It's up to the Dolphins to respond. Nice throw up the middle to Russell Gage, the slot guy, who gets it to the 34. That'll wrap up the first quarter. It has been all Tennessee so far here in South Beach, as the Titans lead 14-0. It does appear that the Dolphins are starting to move down the field. First play of the second quarter, Hurts lobs it up. It's caught by Cam Akers. He's got the angle on Byard, and he is in for a 34-yard touchdown. A big start to the second quarter for the Dolphins as Cam Akers puts them on the board. So it's now 14-7. 3rd and long for Tennessee. Willis hit as he throws, nearly intercepted by Xavier Howard. That'll force a punt, and the Dolphins get it back. On 1st down, Jalen Hurts drops back to throw it. He's under a little bit of pressure, goes downfield, and yikes. That should have been intercepted. I think the Titans had like 4 different guys who touched the ball there. 2nd and 10, play action fake. Hurts looks to throw it, goes downfield for an open man. It's Jalen Waddle who gets it to the 33. We know Waddle is dynamic and explosive, along with his counterpart Tyreek Hill. On 1st down, it's a handoff to the right side for Cam Akers, who scored on the last drive. Gets a big play here, wrapped up at the 17 by Byard and Chidobe Awuzie. 3rd and 9 now for the Dolphins. Can they convert once again? Hurts has an open man up the middle. It's Tyreek Hill who gets it to the 4. A big conversion there by Jalen Hurts, who looks very poised and confident on this possession. As on 2nd and goal, Cam Akers scores his second all-purpose touchdown of the game, and we are tied up at 14. The first quarter was all Tennessee. So far, the second quarter has been all Miami. So the Titans have it back with about 5 minutes left in the first half, as Willis connects with Scotty Pickens, his number 1 wideout, who gets it to the 44-yard line for a nice play. It feels like Willis and Pickens have had not great chemistry the last couple of weeks. Hopefully that can pick up. Nice throw on 3rd and 9 into the hands of the rookie, Hot Rod Pryor, who makes another nice play to the 24. Big conversion by the 7th-round rookie out of USC. On 1st down, it's a handoff up the middle for Derrick Henry, who's been pretty quiet so far today, but he gets it all the way to the 6 for a big gain of around 18 yards. The Titans are very close to punching it in here on 1st and goal. Willis under pressure, trying to get rid of it, but he is sacked. Emmanuel Ogbah and Christian Wilkins are each in the backfield with half a sack. Now it's 3rd and goal after making up the yardage, and Willis is sacked again. Emmanuel Ogbah brings him down once more, and the Titans are going to have to finish out the drive with a field goal. The kick from Fat Randy is up and good, and so the Titans take the lead off of a 33-yard field goal. So the Dolphins are going to get it back with just under 2 minutes here left in the first half. We'll see if they can drive down the field and look to take the lead. On 3rd and 4, Hurts looks for the screen, incomplete. So the Titans are going to get the ball back with some time. We'll see if they can extend the lead. On 3rd and 3, Willis is incomplete, looking for Scotty Piggins. Jerome Baker was the player who had the hit in the backfield on Willis. 3rd and 4 for Hurts. He throws it away. Both teams really struggling here in their separate 2-minute drills, or I guess now a 15-second drill for the Titans, who do still have 2 timeouts. Willis connects downfield with Hot Rod Pryor, who makes another nice play, and the rookie gets it to the 48-yard line. Pryor's been really good here in this first half for Tennessee. Not a lot of time left. Willis looks for Crew, and it is intercepted right at the end of the half. A big turnover by the Dolphins. Xavier Howard was the one who picked it off, and that'll wrap up half number 1. 17-14, Tennessee leads, although it does feel like the Dolphins had the momentum. They played really well throughout the second quarter. So halftime's going to be a little bit different today. I don't have highlights for you guys, but I have a good reason. With the Super Bowl yesterday and Fox revealing their new scoreboard, I've been working on one that is hopefully going to look kind of similar that I'm going to be using for some of the halftime reports going forward. So that is being worked on, and instead of getting your highlights, you will just get little recaps with the box scores. We'll start with the Thursday night game. The Colts beat the Texans 42-28. Bartholomew Blunt played very well. Kane Sanders was good, -3 interceptions, as the Texans still only have 1 win. Down in Jerry's world, the Cowboys are battling with the Commanders. Washington currently up 17-0. The Commanders and Desmond Ridder have been a great story this year, while the defending champion Cowboys are in danger of falling to 3-7. And in Cincinnati, we've got a close one. The 8-1 Bengals narrowly lead the Baltimore Ravens 14-13. We'll see if the Bengals can win that game and improve to 9-1 on the year. They look like legitimate Super Bowl contenders. So as we go into the second half, we do have the lead, but I don't feel like we're playing great football right now. The pass game was good in the first quarter, not so much in the second. And you can say the opposite about the Dolphins. I think Jalen Hurts has gotten better as this game has gone along. Miami opens up with the ball at the 30-yard line. Nice throw over to Cam Akers, who's been dynamic today for the Dolphins. He will get it to the 38-yard line. A nice gain of 32 for Cam Akers. Following play here for Miami, Hurts will look to throw it once more, rolls out to the right, and he connects. A big-time throw to the tight end, Irv Smith, a player who the Titans tried to sign a couple years ago. Now on the goal line from the 4, 2nd and 3, it's a handoff to the backup running back, Alexander Madison, and he is in for a touchdown. And the Dolphins take their first lead of the game, as it is now 21-17. So the Dolphins keep up their mojo from the end of the first half. We'll see if Tennessee can respond. Willis misfires on 3rd down under a lot of pressure from Julian Mortimer, and that's going to mean that Tennessee will look to punt it. The rookie Jeffrey Walker on for the kick, and he just got tackled. He didn't even punt the ball. So the Dolphins are going to start at the 18-yard line. I don't think I have ever seen that before. The punter just got tackled with the football. I looked it up. I don't think that's legal, but the Dolphins did it with no penalty. So I guess we're going to roll with it, although it feels like the Titans got shafted by the officials. So the Dolphins have it with great field position, but Akers loses 4 on that play. He got smothered by David Long. Now a 2nd and goal. The Dolphins would convert after the loss of 4, as Harold Landry is in the backfield for a big sack. He's now up to 8.5 on the season, while nobody on the rest of the roster has more than 2.5 sacks this year. That's impressively sad. 3rd and goal from the 8. Landry sending more pressure. There's another sack. Landry once more, along with Alexander Ekwueme, are in the backfield with half a sack each. So now it is 4th and goal. The field goal team is on for the Dolphins. The kick is good. So thankfully, the punter situation only resulted in 3 points for the Dolphins, but even so, it feels like the Titans got screwed. 3rd and 4, nice throw up the middle, caught by the tight end, Jonnu Smith, who gets it to the 46. Following play for Tennessee, play action fake for Bryant, and Willis is sacked by Christian Wilkins, who now has 1.5 on the day for the Dolphins. 3rd and 19, Willis is going to look downfield, and that throw is not even close. Yikes. Malik Willis's accuracy continues to be a real issue this season. So the Dolphins have it back. Nice run up the middle by Cam Akers. He gets it to the 44 as Fletcher Cox is hurt on the play. That is not good. 2nd and 9 now for the Dolphins. Time winding down here in the third quarter. Only around 20 seconds left. Hurts looks to throw it. He will go short. Pass is caught. And that'll be another first down for the Dolphins, who continue to move down the field with ease. Miami leads 24-17 here after 3. Since the first quarter, Miami has outscored the Titans 24-3. On 3rd and 9, Hurts makes an unbelievable play evading pressure, nearly getting the first down. He should have been sacked. There were like 3 guys in the backfield who could have brought him down. And instead, the Dolphins are now going to go for it here on 4th down. Cam Akers is stopped. Harold Landry with the initial hit, and the rookie Asher Gonzalez finishes him off. A big play for the Titans defense, who get it with good field position, as Derrick Henry does not get the first down there. The Titans have an interesting decision here, and they're going to go for it in their own territory, and it pays off as King Henry gets around 4 or 5 yards, more than enough to keep the drive moving. Clock is ticking, though, under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Willis on first down, goes up the middle, and it's caught by Scotty Pickens, who makes a nice play to the 38. Willis now at the 24, takes a shot for the end zone. It's caught, and we are tied. Quinn Crew with the touchdown, the rookie out of Texas A&M. Willis did a great job on that play, threading the needle perfectly for the back of the end zone. The Dolphins have it back. Hurts misfires on 3rd down, and Tennessee's going to get it back. It seems like the momentum is starting to shift towards the Titans a little bit, as Malik Willis is going to have an opportunity to drive his team down the field and win him the game. Scotty Pickens lets the punt go. That might have been a mistake, as it is downed inside the 10. What a punt by Braden Mann. So the Titans have it back. Here's Derrick Henry. Makes a big-time cut to the outside and gets it to the 31. Nice run for Henry. Following play, about 3 minutes to go. Willis fakes the handoff, looks to throw it, has a wide-open man up the middle. It's Hot Rod Pryor, who gains 20. Pryor, with an increased amount of snaps, continues to produce. On first down, Willis is sacked by Smith. Big loss. 3rd and 6. Willis looks to throw it, can't find anybody open, and it is incomplete. Under pressure from Julian Mortimer. So the Titans would elect to punt it here, and the Dolphins are going to get it back. This time, Jeffrey Walker does not get tackled in the backfield, thank goodness. And this punt barely goes in the end zone. The Titans were inches away from downing it at like the 1-yard line. So now Jalen Hurts has an opportunity here with a 2-minute drill to lead his team down the field. Cam Akers with a big run up the middle. He gets it to the 35, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Tied at 24. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. On 3rd down, Hurts goes short for Akers. He gets a big first down trying to get by Juan Thornhill. Wrapped up at the 48. Hurts had 2 guys pressuring him and makes a perfect read to the outside to keep the drive going. Handoff to Alexander Madison here, and it looks like the Dolphins are starting to chew some clock. Tennessee has to burn their first timeout. So it really looks like the Dolphins are trying to position themselves to kick a game-winning field goal. Cam Akers with a big run gets it inside the 10 as the Titans call their second timeout. The Titans might be best off to let the Dolphins score in order to try to get the ball back. 2nd and goal with no timeouts left. It's Cam Akers, who is stopped for a loss of 3. But there is a flag, a face mask against Laverne Pulsifer, giving the Dolphins an automatic first down and possibly ending the game. If nothing else, the clock stops, so that's good, as the Dolphins will look to score the touchdown, and they do. Cam Akers puts Miami ahead with his 3rd touchdown of the game. So the Titans have 39 seconds, no timeouts. They need 75 yards. I think we might need to pray for a miracle. Willis heaves up a shot, and it is caught by Hot Rod Pryor down the field, limping his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Hot Rod Pryor, the rookie, cartwheeling and backflipping in the end zone with the biggest play of the year for the Titans. What a throw by Willis under pressure. And what a big-time play by the rookie, Hot Rod Pryor, who's been making plays all day long. Welcome to the league, rookie. The Titans will ultimately elect to kick the extra point, and Randy Bullock ties it at 31. You can make the argument that the Titans should have gone for 2, but Tennessee plays it safe, ties the game. We are headed to overtime at 31 apiece. The Titans, being the road team, will get the coin flip. Tails never fails, baby! The Titans will open up with the football and an opportunity to drive down the field and win the game without letting the Dolphins get a possession. When there were 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter, I thought this game was over. Miami had it won, but not so fast. The Titans scored a miraculous touchdown, and now they've got another opportunity here to win it. Here's Elijah Bryant up the middle, gets it to the 48-yard line. Big run there by the rookie. The Titans rookie class today has been fantastic. On first down, Willis going to look for the sidelines, and it's caught by guess who? Hot Rod Pryor, who gets it to the 40. On 3rd and 3, Elijah Bryant with a big run for a first down, gaining 8. Tennessee's getting awfully close to the end zone. 3rd and inches, a passing play here. Willis looks for Pickens, nearly intercepted. That was dangerous. So now it's 4th and inches, and the Titans are going to go for it. Ballsy play call, and it pays off as Henry gets the first down. That is a gutsy 4th down play call. Following play, Willis looks to throw it, and he connects with Hot Rod Pryor for the game-winning touchdown. And the Titans win it in miraculous fashion. A hat trick for the rookie, Hot Rod Pryor. His 3rd touchdown of the game, and Tennessee wins probably the game of the year, 37-31. Wow, this entire game was just wacko and a perfectly fitting ending. We had this game lost until Willis connected with Hot Rod Pryor for a 75-yard touchdown to tie the game. We get the ball, move down the field, convert a 4th down, and then the rookie Hot Rod Pryor steps up once again, this time with the game winner. Oh my goodness, what a game for the Titans. I don't think I've ever been more encouraged by a 7-3 team beating a 3-7 team. But there was a lot to like today from the Titans, who in their 4th straight and improved to 8-3 going into the bye week. I knew these Dolphins were going to be tough. They are good for their record, but Jalen Hurts and the Thins were not able to get the job done today as they fall to a record of 3-8. My voice is pretty much shot after that, so we're going to try to make this quick. Let's look at the box score here. Malik Willis was not perfect, but when he needed to make big-time throws late in the fourth quarter and in overtime, he did just that. As for Jalen Hurts, I thought he was solid, not bad, but not great. Both teams ran the ball well, and then in the passing game, we've got ourselves something special here with this kid. Hot Rod Pryor, 7 catches, 167 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's dropped a few passes here in his first couple of games, but today, he didn't drop any. He was just absolutely fantastic. Crazy to think he was one of the last picks of the 7th round, and he's also 20 years old. He's the youngest player in the entire league. Defensively, Harold Landry was a one-man wrecking crew per usual. Azeez Ojulari only had 1 tackle for loss, so unfortunately, he does not complete his breakout challenge. He was close, and he had some opportunities, but he couldn't do it. Eric McCoy fractured his foot, so that means Carlisle Kaplan will be starting at center here for a little while as we take a look at some of the scores around the league. The Jags lost, which is good. We knew the Colts won, and unfortunately the Rams won, which doesn't help our draft pick. Players of the week, Clyde Williamson, the current NFL MVP favorite. Josh Allen, should have been Hot Rod Pryor, but okay. Jeremy Fenelon, and then Devin Bush. So as we go into our bye week here in Week 12, unfortunately we lose Giovanni Scoped. He was signed off of our practice squad by the Chicago Bears. So we've got our bye week here before we go into Week 13 with our most important game of the year against the 8-3 Detroit Lions led by the MVP frontrunner Clyde Williamson. We've got a really tough schedule after the bye week. We play Houston, who isn't good, but Buffalo, New England, Minnesota. We've got some tough games here down the stretch along with the Colts as well. So other than Houston, we play against 5 really good teams the rest of the way. So that's going to wrap it up. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out. Tighten up.